Okay, the recording is started again. Welcome everyone. My name is Béla Gábor. Maybe you know me. I am the head of Institute of the Informatics Development Institute in the Eszterházy Károly University, and three developers are here with us now. Victoria, who is the front-end developer, Andrea, who is the project coordinator, and Melinda, who is the expert of the exercise engine. So, first of all, I would like to say to you, this presentation has two parts. One of them, the first part, I will talk about the gateway in general. I want to show you, I want to give you an overall picture about the gateway. And after, I will talk about the lesson plan module. In the second part, Melinda will show you how to use and how to create exercises in the system. So I share my screen. So please turn off your microphone because there is an echo. This is the gateway landing page. It is in progress. It's being developed. We can change anything on this screen if you want, or the project manager wants to change. You can see on the top of the screen some many points. The first point is the training material. If we click on it, we can see a screen. This is the place of the training material. For the time being, we have one training material document because we have only in English language. After you will translate, or we can get the translated version, we can put all of languages on this place. As I know well, it is in progress. Around September, we can share with you all of translated version on the screen.
Yes, the deadline of the translation is the end of August.
Yeah. End of August. Thank you. I click on the training material icon. You can see a smart book. The smart book is a special book, special interactive HTML pages in this system. This training material was created by our HTML editor. You don't have to use this editor because it's our task, but you can see only the results. This is the smart book or interactive book. We can see all of section and chapter, and you can. This is the content. This is the content, and you can jump into the chapter and the lesson and the section. This HTML book, all of text which are in this This book can be searchable in the search section. For example, what is a good example? Best practice collection. For example, we try to find this phrase in the searching section. You can see this searching service. In other words, this is the searching engine. Search engine. We are waiting one result, and we can click on it and jump into the right place. You can see this is the right place. So we can reach every page very fast way, and everybody can search in somebody. Okay, turn your own. Sorry, Melinda, please turn your phone. So this is a training material, and every word can be searchable in the searching section. The next menu point is the lesson plans. You can see here some test lesson plans which were created by the developers. So these are not the live lesson plan, only these are the tests in many languages. This list or this page can be viewed, can be found by everyone. Everyone, it means everyone from all over the world. This is the published access page, and if you create and upload a lesson plan into this list, everybody can see from the internet. So maybe you should have a validation process. It means that somebody creates a lesson plan, and another person validates after the lesson plan was created and before it will be published. It's a good method, it's a good way. This is the 4 eyes method. I suggest that you should have this type of process, so the 4 eyes process. If you click on some row, you can see the read-only screen. This is the read-only screen. It means everybody can see, but nobody can edit this page here. You can see 3 panels. The first is the general data. Second, it's the attachment and the games. What is the general data? You can see this title, this label. These are the data. These are the parameter or metadata of your lesson plan. I will show you later how to write this data in this system. So title, learning, competence, complexity, subject, year, method, and time frame. You can see here the metadata. These data help to find these lesson plan if you fill in these data correctly, everybody can find your lesson plan in the searching section. The attachment, I back to and I choose another one. Yeah, you can see the attachment section. You can upload your document in a Word format. The system can index, can process the Word file, and the system can grab all of words from your Word file, and everybody can find this lesson plan by the words which are in your Word document. So it's a complex system. These general data help to find your lesson plan, but the system can discover your document as well, can read inside the document. It's very, very helpful. There is the third section. It's under development, the development progress. If it is finished, you can attach the games, the exercises into your lesson plan. We will show you how to use, how to create exercises, and this development will be done within 2 months or within 1 month as our plan. So this is the read-only, and everybody can see this this lesson plan. The next, it's a games. Next many point, it's a games. This is the storage of the games. You can create a lot of huge tons of exercises if you want, if you have a time for this activity. You can see the published exercises. If you click one of them, one exercise, one games opened, and you can maximize and back to normal the screen of the exercise. Melinda will give an explanation of the screen. So back to the game list. So you can find a lot of games here, and everybody can see this list, and everybody can search, browsing into these exercises. What is the connection between the lesson plan and the exercises? The exercises can live independently, the lesson plan, but you can make a connection, you can make a link between the lesson plan and the exercises in the lesson plan many point. So you can create more exercises. For example, you have a 40 lesson plan, and you create 200 exercises. It doesn't matter. You can make additional exercises, and these exercises can be reached in this section, the games storage. So training material, lesson plan, games, contacts, it's a very common menu point, but I couldn't see my team, Reka, but sorry. And after the contact, there is a search section or page. You can find anything. It's very fine because you can search the word in your language if the certain document is translated. If it's translated, you can search your language, not only the English, not only the Hungarian, any other language. It's working in this search engine. You can see here the language chooser. This language chooser concerning for the language of the page, language of the gateway. Now the language is English, and I select Hungarian. You can see everything is changed, everything, and now change again. So after we will get the translated text, we can put into this system every language, and you can work in your language, not only, for example, not only in English language. Here there is a system menu. It's a system menu. There is a lesson plan editor. The lesson plan editor, it's visible for only the editor persons. It means that there are the regular visitor who is coming from all over the world, and there is the editor role. Maybe the editor will be you, so you can create the lesson plan. We will make account for you, and we will send you the account, the username and the password, and you can try it, and you can create the lesson plan and the exercises. So you can see here the exercises which are existing in the system now. This is a development system. This is a test system. It's not a production, of course. If we click on it, this button, we can see the editor screen. In this editor screen, it's not read only. It can be edit. It can be modify anything. What we can see, and you can see this tabs. This is the languages: Hungarian, English, and Slovakian, Estonian, and Romanian. If you click on it, if you change the language, you can see, for example, the title. The title will be changed. Watch this. The title changed because this is one lesson plan, but these are the version. These are the language version of this lesson plan. So everybody, or or somebody has to translate the lesson plan. So this is a Hungarian lesson plan. We write, this is in Hungarian language, this is óravázlat, you know, óravázlat, and in English, this is a lesson plan. And in other language, you can get any other title in your language. So you can see when, sorry, I cannot save. I can save this. No. Oh, yes, I can't save this because there are lots of compulsory mandatory field, and I not filled for the time being. So this is the general data, and here the title. Here the title. High title. This is the free text, and the next is the list. Melinda, can you see the list?
We can see it.
Okay, thank you, Victoria. So this is the list. You can pick one of them. This is critical thinking, for example, and this is the free text. Again, the learning competence to develop it. Yeah, the learning competence. This is also free text. You can discover there is this sign. This is a list. If there is no this icon, this is a free text. Complexity, simple or complex. You can choose one of them. Your lesson plan, simple or complex. And this is the subject. The subject can be more than one. You can see the biology, and I select chemistry, and you can see here the biology and chemistry also put under the subject. If you want to delete, you can do it easily. Just click on this button here. It means a lot of classes we have to translate because it's Hungarian, as you can see. You can choose one of them from the classes, from the years. Method in other data, maybe you know the meaning of this items. You can choose one of them also, and this is the time frame. The time frame, we have three possibilities to choose: less than a lesson, approximately a lesson, and more lesson. You can choose one of them. So these are the metadata of your lesson plan, and if these data will be filled in every languages, it can be found. It can be searchable in the search engine by every language. And this lesson plan can be added, can be modified by one person, and can be modified by more persons. It depends on the language. For example, I can fill in Hungarian and I can fill the data in English, but sorry, I don't know Estonian. Somebody should fill this data in this language, because these fields are empty. This is the general data. Attachment is very simple if it's working. If it's not working, yeah, it's working. You can upload your Word file, or you can drag and drop. You can upload with the drag and drop method. It's very easy. Try to upload the file. Maybe it's working. This is the lesson plan. Okay, and here we go. This is the lesson plan, and you can download or make a copy, but it doesn't matter. You can rename. You can rename this file. You can upload more than one file, as I said to you earlier. Lesson plan 2, for example. When is it good for you? In the situation when your lesson plan are in more than one files. You can upload one file, only one, and you can upload a lot of files. Maybe you can upload a PDF file as well, but we cannot process the PDF, so our proposal is the Word file. But you have to, or you want to upload a picture, you can do that. You can upload the picture as well, and you can attach your lesson plan. For example, a game board, the picture of the game board for copying, for printing. This is the attachment. It's very funny. You can change the view. And this is the games. Unfortunately, is in the development in progress, but it's not a too big deal. There will be a button. You can select from your exercises one or more than one exercises, and you can see here like this one. You can see your exercises in a list in the games section. And the last panel, it's a categorization. You can see the keywords. The keywords help. The keywords help to find easy way your lesson plan in the searching section, because these are like a hidden words, and you can attach any word which are helping to find your lesson plan. The keywords, for example, this is the chemistry. You choose the subject is a biology or chemistry, and you can write a certain activity, the name of the animal, for example, this is elephant.
Just one question. You can give your keywords as much as you want. Just when the teacher upload her lesson plan, then in this section, this categorization, he just writes the keywords which he think he should give. Right?
Yeah, it's right. This is a free.
Or is it a limit?
Victoria?
No, I don't think so. No, there is no limit. As many as you want.
As many as you want, but I think more than 50 keywords, it's enough.
Okay. Thank you.
There is no limit. So this is the lesson plan module. As I mentioned, this is in progress, under developing. General data, attachment, games, and some categorization field. And we should talk about later the validation process. We talked about in earlier other meetings and other presentation, because somebody can edit some an editor can edit this lesson plan, but before the publishing, we think somebody has to check, has to control this this data, if it's correct, or there was a keyboard mistake, or some wrong data by accidentally, not by accidentally. So the 4 eyes. This is the 4 eyes method. So I think this is the picture, the overall picture about this development, this LELLE project. And next is the games. Next is the games. I asked Melinda to introduce into the world of the exercises. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, Béla.
Melinda, are you ready? Are
yes,
you ready?
Thank you.
Okay.
Then I also share my screen. Can you see it?
Yes. It's fine.
Okay. Welcome, everyone. My name is Melinda, and I am going to introduce you the parts about games or exercises, as we call it. Béla already shown you this, the public game library. What I would like to show you is the background, how exercises are created. So this you have seen already. Also in this menu you can find the part about exercises. If you click on it, then you see a list of exercises again, just like at the public place, but this is the editorial view of the exercises. These are the listed exercises that I have created. I am currently logged in as LELLE. You can see it here. And these are the ones that I have created. Here you see this is the tab of my own games. This is just a quick filter for the games that belong to me. Most probably editors will be interested in their own games to quickly modify them or create new ones. The second tab is editorial games. This is the part where you can see all the exercises that the other editors created that are still under development. So there might be just freshly created, it's not 100% done, or it's just a working in progress. The final one, the official games, is the tab which lists those exercises that the editorial board already seen fit to be published. So these are the ones that are completely ready, they are verified and validated. And they are they were described as fit to be published and to be displayed here in the public game page. How could an exercise go from one state of being under edition to becoming an official one? Well, we do have something called workflow that Mila might have mentioned before. And here in the status column, you can see, well, currently only in Hungarian, the possible states that an exercise can have. This one means under development. This means that these are newly created exercises that are still under development. I could move them forward in this chain of validation, but it's up to you, up to the editor community. What you decide will be the chain of acceptance. So it could have stages like linguistic proofreading, technical proofreading, other validation, or I don't know, content availability check, when someone is checking whether all the materials used, for example, images, are coming from valid sources, and so on. This chain could be built up, and one exercise or other contents can go through it. And the final stage is, for an exercise, is to be published. If it's published, it will be displayed in this list. What you can see here, this says it's under editing currently. Here, for some, you see that it is published on a specific date. It means...
Just yes? A short question to the status report. The validator, we will decide, the person who will be the validator has special rights, and he or she will push the publish button when the teacher upload the lesson plan. The validator will publish, and after it will be official for public. How will we do it, or which way? Shall we, so the validator shall, in this menu, in the exercise list, editorial games, push the publish button, or it's just a simple question?
When someone has the role of an editor,
yes,
then when you see it fit that your exercise is ready, you have done everything you wanted,
yes,
then here on the page of the exercise editing, there is a button called workflow.
Yes.
Currently it's not enabled because we still didn't discuss what will be the stages of acceptance.
Okay.
But if you click it, you will see a pop-up window where you will see a button to move to the next stage.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's moved to the next stage, you won't be able to edit it anymore because it is currently under validation. And those users who have the role to validate an exercise, they will be able to open it, to view it, and they will be able to press this button again, and they will see a different button.
Mm-hmm.
Well, two buttons actually. One is to send back for review, and there will be a text box to describe the reasons.
Mm-hmm.
And another button, which is to move it forward in the chain.
Mm-hmm.
And depending on how many stages this chain will have, that many roles can be assigned to different people, and that it would require to press it forward. And the final one, the person with the role to publish content, then that person can also click on this workflow button, and that person will see the option to publish.
Okay.
Reiko and Melinda,
Yes?
I can show you the workflow screen because I log in with my account into the system. I can share my screen and you can see this form. Okay, Melinda?
Okay.
Okay.
My screen? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Maybe it's enough. Sorry. Window. It's okay. No?
Yes, it is.
Yes. This.
It's okay.
Feladat állapot
This is the workflow button.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, this is the workflow button. This is the workflow button, and push. And there is a screen. For the time being is in Hungarian, but we can translate. So the history and workflow and details. Push these details. You can see lots of detail. History is more interesting. And LELLE created this this task, this exercise, and this is under editing, under the modification, and this is the workflow itself. This workflow shows you what is the current status of the lesson plan, and you can see this picture.
Oh.
It's a little bit difficult, but you can make a shorter. Validating and editing and validating must be compulsory.
Yes.
This is the lecture, and this is the language, this is the professional, and this is the deleted status, and this is the closed status, and there are a lot of way between or among these status. So you can decide about this the difficulty of this workflow.
Okay.
So this is the workflow, you know, and this is the publication.
I see.
Button. This button. If you push on it, this exercise can be reached for everyone.
And shall the validator do it? By all lesson plans in every languages, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The workflow can be only one workflow, and there are some validator or publisher. In other words, and there are a lot of editors and some validators.
Okay.
Okay. So.
Thank you.
I give back the screen.
Yeah, thank you.
Until, okay, I can do it. I can show you. I could show you this workflow screen because I logged in my account. LELLE has no any rights or permission for the time being because this is a test user only.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yeah, so this is answer to your question. For example, I, as LELLE couldn't do any move in the workflow chain because this is only a test user and doesn't have the rights for it. But you will be assigned the correct ones and you will be able to do these processes. Okay, so that was about this status. One additional thing, I told you that these are under development, and here when it's written that something is published, it means that this exercise has been published already, but there is a version of it existing in our system which is under editing. This can happen that after publishing one content, someone realizes still that there is an error in it. And then it is good to be able to modify the already published exercise, but not by deleting it and creating it anew, but rather reopen it for editing, which will be displayed like this, that there is a published version and there is a version under editing, which enables someone not to delete the published version that's still existing unchanged, but meanwhile you can work on the correction, and as soon as it is ready and you pass it forth in the validation chain again, and if it reaches the publication again, then it will override the existing and currently available exercise. But now it will be the new version, the correct one. Okay. So let's see how one can create an exercise. These are we can also see here the different types. Currently, the name of the types are not translated, but this is how you will be able to see which type of exercise you have and filter it. One additional thing on this page, here you can open filters and query for something that you're looking for, level of difficulty, the grade or class, subjects, the type of the game, and so on. Okay, back to my games. I will create one new, and here you can see all the types of exercises and games that we have. You can see that there are a great number of them, so it will be very hard to choose which one will be the proper one that you can use for your purpose. But well, not many things left that there is no exercise engine for. So probably for all problems there will be an engine for your needs. Okay, so I would like to show you these categories. Like we created these categories to give some insight what these engines are about. Multiple answer category is about when you have to click on the elements to answer. Ordering is when you have to move elements to their right place. For example, move items to set or use a blind map or the ordering exercise or number line. So when you have to place elements on a number line or on an axis. There are textual exercise engines as well, like crossword or filling a table out with text. And there are classical games like memory game, puzzle, word finder, and so on. games, we call those exercises games that cannot be really evaluated. For example, a quiz, you know which one is the right answer, which one is the wrong answer. You can give points for it, but you cannot give points really for a memory game, right? It's just for practicing, just for fun, rather, not for precise evaluation. The same about the puzzle. Okay, I would like to show you a simple one. I think maybe the simplest, which is a simple quiz type of engine. This is the one. So this is how all the exercise editor pages look. Regardless which type of exercise, they do have some things in common. For example, this two-side window. On the left side, you have the possibilities to input the description of your exercise. All the data must be inputted on this side. On the right side, you will see the live demo of your currently created exercise. So whatever you change on the left side, it will appear on the right side, and you can immediately test it out. When the database will grow and you will have multiple exercises already published, then you will have the possibility to choose an example exercise. There will be like 5 to 10 exercises displayed here, and you can click on it and load its data. So you don't have to start from scratch. You can see how it works. But for that, you need more existing exercises. Okay, what is also common is this block of general data. This is the part when you put the basic information that all exercises have. For example, the grade, which grade or which subject the exercise is about. You have the possibility to give an identifier, which is, you can write anything. It is kind of like an ID that you can define for some abbreviation if you see it fit. It's not mandatory field. The mandatory fields are marked by stars. You can give the level of difficulty. It is from 1 to 5. Here you can input the game title. Let's say I say animals. And you can see it already appeared here in the live preview. You can also change the level of difficulty, and you can see it is changed as well. This is the icon that represents the level. This is the exercise title. This is the type of the exercise. It is a quiz, and this is just the icon for generally exercises. And this is the icon for enlarging that Bela showed you before. Okay, I can write here the description. For example, this one, this will be the question of my quiz. You can see here. And again, we come to the keywords, which are mandatory and which can be used to help finding exercises. I would strongly advise that you should put here words that describe your exercises or games that do not appear in the text of the exercise. So, for example, here, if I have this sentence, when I go to the search, I can look for domesticated, the word domesticated, and I will find this exercise. But what if I aim this exercise for primary school students who do not know the notion of domestication? Then I can write here which of these animals live around. And what I am curious about, that does the student know which animals are domesticated from the following ones that I will input? But I cannot write the word domestication because the children will be not familiar with it. But I would still like this exercise to pop up if someone is looking for the keyword domestication. So, domestic. I don't even need to write domestication because we do use a search engine that finds similar words, also synonyms, and also the base word. So I can write domestic, animals, and such things. You can also write here the competencies that you want to improve, or the field of methodology that you want to emphasize here. For example, in mathematics, there are a great many of such examples that you can write here: algebra and combinatorics. Even if the exercise just says, what is the possibility of throwing a dice and getting a 1? That's the text, but you can write here in keywords probability and so on. I hope it is clear. This field can be used for higher level notions, so people will find it easily if they are looking for something in this theme. Okay. Here I have the possibility to load an illustration. Let's see. This is also general for all the exercises. You can select an image, and you are required to give an alt tag for accessibility. You can also give a sound file if you want, for example, a piece of music or a conversation that the student has to listen to and answer the questions related to that. So some sound file, and you can give a comment. This comment is just for your fellow editors, just some information if you see it fit. All right, and there are these blocks that give you way more possibilities to customize your exercise. I will talk about these later. Now I go to the details. So what I have shown you before, that's general for all exercises. The details part is which is specific for the current type. If this is a quiz, I have the possibility to give the answers, the options. Here I can give a new answer. So the question was, which of these animals live around the house? I can write cat. I can write monkey. And I can write tiger, which might be true if you live in India, but it is not a good thing to have a tiger around the house. Okay, with this checkbox here, I can select which ones are the correct answers. For example, donkey is and the cat is currently, by default, I can only select one. But with these settings, like multiple correct answer, if I check this, I am able to give more answers as correct. The answer orders can be changed. However, they are normally displayed randomly in random order. So if I reload the exercise, you can see it is changing. You can select 3 types of answers: text, image, and audio. If you select the image, it will be an image displayed like this. This can be enlarged as well. So you can have multiple types of answer elements within the same exercise. All right, so this is the basic of how one can create an exercise. And here you can test it, whether it works okay or it is not. Let's try it out. Well, no, if this was a bad solution, what I can do, I can try it again or ask for the correct answer. But now I will just try it again. You have to unclick the selected item and then try again. Well, now we can see that this one was correct, but I am still not at the final good solution. So I continue, and now my solution is correct. And this is, if I try it again, this is how it looks. Oh, okay, in preview you cannot get the correct answer. I will show that at another page. All right, if we are done creating our exercise, then here, always on top of the page, you can save your exercise. What is good on this page, if you are viewing it from a small screen, that you here with these arrows, you can enlarge the editor part, or you can enlarge the demo part. All right, the exercise is saved, and if we go back to the exercise list, we see here our newly created exercise called animals with a level 3. Here you can take a look at it. We can try it again. And now if I ask for the correct answer, it will display it to me. Of course, in this case, you have no possibility to continue the solving of the exercise when you already know what was the correct answer. Here you can also jump directly to editing, or you can move to the next game, which is basically navigating through the list where we came from. Similar games are based on the keywords that we have here. So, but now I just go back to I just move to the next one in the list, which is still my exercise. This is a different category of an exercise. It is a drag and drop type that I can just drag and drop elements to this image. It is specified that the elements that I drag and drop will be resized for the given area. For accessibility, we allow drag and drop, but also clicking. So if you click on one element and then click on its right place, it jumps there. Yeah.
I have a question, if it's possible.
Yes.
So the images with the cat and this house, we don't have to upload them. We can find them there.
Actually,
Or how
if
does
I
it work?
click here, I start to edit this exercise that I'm currently showing. Here, when I click on select image, here I see the images that I already uploaded for this exercise.
Oh, okay.
I can upload new file. This is actually my computer.
Yes, I understand.
I can select from my computer, but as an editor, there is a possibility to have a shared folder where all the editor community uploads data, images, soundtracks, and so on. And if you have this set of content, then you can also select from there. It's up to you what you choose. Do you rely on your editors to find good images and from the right sources, or you have your, I don't know, you have someone whose task is to collect valid or accessible imagery, so images and files, and upload it to a shared folder, and then the editors can pick from those.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But generally, you are allowed to upload images from your own machine. And once you uploaded an image, it will appear here in this folder, and you can reuse it 4 more times. Okay, so I opened this type of drag and drop exercise for editing. Here you can select. Here you can see that the general data part is the same that we have seen before. Here the illustration is given, and here in the details part you see the specific settings for this type of exercise. You can see it is different from what we have seen before. Here you have so-called games. The games are the areas that you can specify. For example, the first one is a rectangle. It is this one. Here in this window, you can edit it. If you don't like the size of it, if it is not 100% precise by just clicking, you have the possibility to adjust it here manually. If you can select circle, then it will be like this. You select the radius and then click if I want. If areas are overlapping, you're not allowed to save the region, because we do not handle that currently. So one element can only belong to one area. So overlapping is not allowed currently. And you can also create a custom shape, a custom polygon, if you want to draw something like this. I don't save these now, just for showing you the possibilities. And here in the next part, you have the different types. You can add multiple elements that will belong to this shape. So this is the first rectangle, which you can see here. And I can give elements that will be accepted as correct if moved to this area. Currently, it is only one element that I want to allow. Here it's the same as everywhere else. You can select an image as well to be moved. So either text or image. You can see here that this is the second, third, and so on and so on. We have 7 possible drop areas. I just jump to the bottom. And after the 7th area, you have the possibility to give more areas. And at the bottom, normally, you have the possibility to give odd elements. So elements that do not belong anywhere. Here, in our example, it is the garage, which is displayed here, but you are not required to move it anywhere. You could also add multiple odd elements. And you are also not required to give an answer possibility for an area. It can also be kind of an odd area that does not require people to move there or anything. It's just tricky. And here in the details section, you have some general settings. For example, to show the areas, show the drop areas. If you turn it off, then it's not displayed, only the background image. This fit items to the drop areas. This is the one with which the text was resized to fit the area. If you click it, if you don't set it, then it will be unscaled, unchanged, and you can just move it anywhere you want. If you have images and you know that the images that you move, for example, in a puzzle, the images that you move are proportional to the image where you want to move it. For example, if we would cut out the rooms from the image and have separate images that only contains the room, and you would require the user to move the room to the correct place, you can do it. In that case, you should say that the images are proportional, so they will fit to the areas precisely. Okay. Back to this list. We have different types of exercises, as I told you. One additional editor I would like to show you. This one is a text-based one. It is called Fill Table with Text. In this case, you display a table and you require the student to fill out the missing areas. So, for example, this is about calculating the percentage of the given values. Here, even a formula is provided, and then you have to try to solve the exercise. What you can see here, for example, this formula, it is given with a LaTeX formula. If you're familiar with it, you are allowed to write using LaTeX. You are allowed to create versatility of formulas, which is very helpful for mathematics.
And if somebody doesn't know LaTeX, it's a special language. So
there are guidelines to create. We can also share links with you, but this is a very general way of writing formulas in such editor softwares.
You can find the syntax on the internet. You can find the syntax on the internet.
It is very commonly used, and you will find it very easily how to create formulas with it. Okay, so you can create such formalizations. And this is how the table creation looks like. You have multiple rows, and you have inside one row multiple cells, which are these. And you can decide whether the first line should be the header or the first column. Then this is highlighted, or you can choose that both. In our case, it's like this. Here you can give the items, you can change the orders or add new ones. And this is the second row where you can we fill the numbers, and you can see this checkbox tells which cells you require the user to fill, which is this one, the second one in the second row. This syntax here, it is basically to allow users to input multiple text that we still accept. That is why if I write here 10, it's also correct, but if I write here 10%, it will be still correct, this field. So if you give here multiple versions separated by a semicolon, then you allow the user to a bit more freedom to give the correct answer. What you can see here when I try to solve the exercise, so it's 10, 200. Yeah, let's just try this window here that pops up when my solution is not correct. You have the possibility to define such pop-up windows, which is here in this section that you can open, and then you will find 3 options. What we saw here is message for a wrong answer, but you can define message for a correct answer. These two are basically to give more insight. If for a message for wrong answer, you can write things that help the solution, just some hint, for example. The message for correct answer is for further reading. So if you want to make the student a bit think forward, or just give a nice to know information about the topic that that just keeps the student motivated. The first one, instructions to show in pop-up window. If I give one here, that's right. Don't use calculator. This instructions to show in pop-up window is one that displayed immediately when the exercise is shown. You can close it, and you can call it anytime during solution when you want. There will be a button that enables a user to ask for this window. Here you can give some more detailed description of the problem that needs to be solved. You see here, if you don't want to take up much space from the screen by putting all the information here, you can put it here that the student can call anytime during the solution. So this was the part of pop-up windows. Another interesting thing is the display settings, which if you click, for example, simple style, then it will change the view to a simplified version that you can see here. It's all white, big buttons with no text, and so no title is displayed, not to take up space. This always correct, we just made it. There are also some options like this, that this means that always say whatever the user writes, it's correct. This is, for example, when you say, what is your favorite color? But you don't really want to check it, but you just want to have the student to feel motivated that the opinion is asked. Then whatever I write here, it will say it is correct. I don't know if you will be able to use this for any purpose, but it is existing. Okay, I go back to the exercise list. I think I gave you an insight how one can create an exercise. Just one more thing. Yes, this one. This is a pairing type of exercise when you have the images and you have to pair them with their correct pair. And if you want to make your exercises a bit more interesting, you can put some variation in it. So you can see that the fruits here change. Now I see only 4 images, but still five answer possibilities. How it is done is that if we come here to the details part, you can see that I have pair 1, 2, and so on and so on. Actually, I have 9 pairs defined. But here at the beginning of the details, I have the possibility to limit the number of elements that I show. I limited it to 5. That is why I'm seeing only 5 draggable elements to display. And if I reload it, I can see that it is changing. Why I see sometimes 5 or 4 images, it is because also here on the bottom, you can see that I defined one odd element, which means that sometimes I see 5 images with the 5 corresponding droppable elements that I can pair. Sometimes I see only 4 images because I also see here the odd element to move. All right, for many type of exercise, you have this possibility to give more elements than you want to display, as to a bit spice up the exercise, not to show always the same. The next part is what I like to show you is the exercise series.
Nalinda, please.
Yes.
Can you give us more information about the copy? How to copy the exercise, for example?
Okay.
How to make a copy, because I think it's very interesting.
Okay. If these are my own games, I can make a copy of my own if I click on edit and I click here save as copy. This is one possibility. if I go back here and I go to the editorial games and I see other people's exercises, I also add exercises that are published already. I also see here the direct copy button. So I already copied the exercise if I press on this one. This is also available here. These are the published exercises, and the only button I can see here is to copy them. So when I copy, it will create an exact copy of it, but for the copy, I will be the owner.
And for the
creator.
the copy will be downloaded into our devices automatically.
Yes, I wanted to ask too. Where
will they be copied?
And where to pass?
Oh, it is directly done. So if, for example, this Hungarian exercise is not mine, okay. And I make a copy of it. It says it's successful, and I don't have to paste it anywhere. It is already done. It's here.
Oh.
If I go to my own exercises, I will see it here, and now the owner will be me.
The expression of copy means in this portal that you save it to your own games list.
Okay.
Yes.
Or double it.
Yes.
If your own game, if you copy your own game, then what happened? I'm sorry.
You can
it's copy a wrong question, just don't clear.
Well, if I go here, this is something I created, animals. If I say save as copy, but I can change the name animals to save as copy.
Yes. Okay.
Then if I can keep modifying.
You just need to modify it, not create the start.
You don't have to. I just modified it to be able to see the difference. Mm-hmm. This is my copy, and this was the original. Okay. You are not required to do any changes, but I just did for you to see what happened.
It's duplicated.
And I have another question. When you create your own exercise, how do you move on to the next page? Is there a special button for that or a special command? Maybe have like 3 or 4 pages.
Here, if you create your exercise, you can, for example, I modify something because you can see the save button is currently unavailable. I have to modify something to save. And if I press save and I see that it's saved successfully, I can navigate wherever I want. I probably navigate back to the exercise list. So if you click here.
I mean, how do you create another question with other answers? So on another page in the quiz, for example.
Here you also have a button to create new.
Okay.
And it says if you create a new one, you will lose your unsaved changes. But if you say OK, it will be a completely empty exercise and you can create your new. Was this the question?
The question was, so you have the answer with the cat and you have the options, right? But I would like another question with another image and the other options. So a quiz that will have like 30 questions or 12 questions. This is just one question. How do you move on to the next page?
Yes, actually, this is something that we use exercise series for. When you put questions after questions.
Okay.
So
it was the simple quiz, and we have another object, exercise series.
yes, so it was the simple quiz, and the exercise series is the tool that one can use to put multiple questions one after the other. And they don't even need to be from the same type, from the same category. So here I have this exercise series page. It is very similar to the simple exercise page. I have my own, the editorial and official ones. And here I have the button to create a new game series. For series, I also have the possibility to define the grade, the subject. I can give a title. Example series. I can give it some instructions if I would like to. Here also I can give keywords and difficulty level, because here is the table where I can put exercises to my series. If I press here add game, my game list will be shown. So here I see my new animals exercise. If I press the plus, you can see in the background it's already added to the list. Can give this one, this and this. And you see here I added my multiple exercises. They all have their own level, and I can give a separate level for my exercise, because it might be that the original exercise was created for a lower grade student, but I would like to put it here as a reminder for my higher grade student, just, you know, as a recap. Then I don't want to say it is still difficult. It's difficult for an 8 years old, but it's easy for a 10 years old. So it is very depending on the context. So I can give here another difficulty level. I can give weight, which is for calculating the points, how many points that specific exercise worth. So for these animals, whether it's very simple, I would say it can stay 5. This one is about historical dates. I would say that is very difficult. Pairing, not so much. One that we have seen to write which room is it in the house, I also say it is a 10. So here you can link together all the exercises that you want. Here you can delete items or check you can view them and change the order. You can select multiple ways to display it, and the behavior. You have 2 options. One is practice mode, which means that when the student is solving it, the student will see the points and the feedback and can keep on working on the same exercise over and over again before going to the next one. If you select the other one, which is test mode, exam mode, the series will be played, and the student will not see the sub-results, so the results of each exercise. The student will only see the final evaluation when reached and finished the last exercise. And in this case, the student does not have the possibility to keep working on one exercise, but has to send the solution, the first solution. I will stay with the practice mode. Here, another setting is the mode of selection. That is how to pick which exercise to display. You might have here like 40 exercises, but you don't want to display them all. The first one is all exercises. Second one, just a specific number of them. So for example, show 5 of them. Specific points or weight. If I say, for example, 15, then if the student plays it, the student can get like one 5-point exercise and one 10-point exercise. Next time, in a different combination, it can also produce 3 5-point exercise as well. Sometimes it will be one 10-point and one 5 points. It can also happen that it's the 3 5-point exercises displayed. Just the thing is, the total number of points will reach 15. There is another possibility. It is a specific number of exercise for specific weight. So I can say I want to show from the 5-point exercises 2, and I want to show from the 10-point exercises 1. Type of evaluation, we can specify the level of success, that how many of the points the student has to reach, so that at the end we show it was successful or it was not successful. Here we can click to keep showing the total of earned points during the entire solution. Here we can set a time limit. If it's 0, then there is no time limit. If we say it is 3 minutes, then the student will have 3 minutes to solve. This checkbox actually corresponds here that are we allowing the student to take a break? If we allow, there will be a pause button available in the exercise editor. If we don't, then the student has the counter continuously going, no breaks can be taken. I leave it like this for now. I go to the top to save. Save it as new. It says I saved it successfully. I can go to my list. I can see it right here. I could keep going on to edit it, but I would like to show you the preview. So this is how it looks like. Here there are 2 rows. The first one is the title of the series. The second one is the title of the currently shown exercise. Here, this gray bar is the progress bar that shows where am I currently and how much do I have left in the number of exercises. And here I can start. I can start to solve my exercise. So here I have this exercise that I want to show, solve. And yes, I also have here my current summary of points. Well, what? Yes. I already earned 5 points for this 5-point exercise. I can jump to the next. If I'm really tired of solving, I could hit the pause button. This means that I can still see the exercise, but I cannot interact. I cannot I cannot continue to solve. Okay, I took my break. You can see that it's not correct. I only checked one, which means I only earned half the points. I could continue to solve this particular exercise because I'm in practice mode. If it would be exam mode, I couldn't continue to correct my answer. Oh, yeah, it's still wrong. But anyway, I don't have much time, so I just jump to the next one. Oh, well, this is a hard one, but I can keep on thinking. Well, I don't know if I will be able to answer any of these. Any questions? Maybe. But yeah, here I earned 0 points, but I can ask for the answer. And you can see this was the final exercise. I can now jump to evaluation. And if I jump to evaluation, I see my final table of scores. The played games was 3 pieces. I earned 7.5 points out of 20, and this was only enough for 38%. So, well, not my day, and it was therefore an unsuccessful solution. But I could also try to solve it again. And this time I will be assigned randomly new exercises. Okay. Do you have questions about this exercise series? Well, if no, just quickly, I would like to show you a different type. This was a simple one with random exercise selection. There is an advanced version of this called adaptive exercise series. Well, here the main part is the same, but here I can add topics. So biology, mathematics, and so on. So to create a kind of organization of my exercises. And inside a topic, I can have exercises on multiple levels. So I can put here one level, level 1 exercises, level 5 exercises, so weak or simple exercises to hard exercises. Here I give the exercises by level. Yeah. So they will be displayed here. And in this case, if the student is solving this type of adaptive exercise, it works as follows. So the student starts it, and first the student will get an exercise from the lowest level. If the student can solve it, then we'll jump to the next level exercise. If cannot, then stays on the same. If the student can solve it, can move forward to the next level. So from the first to the second, and from the second to the third, until it reaches the final level. This type of exercise series is good for practice and smooth progression and adjustment between different difficulty levels. For this, you don't have to fill up all the levels. If you only fill up 3, levels, it is also fine. The navigation is done then with the free levels only. And to have this work properly, you should include multiple exercises on all the levels that you choose to use, because that ensures us that the students will have the possibility to have a versatile exercises. And well, this type of strategy requires more exercises to work with, because some people will stick on the first level, some people will immediately reach the level 5, but you cannot really know in advance. All right. So that was about exercises and exercise series. Any questions? Hello? Anyone?
Thank you.
Do you hear me?
Thank you for Melinda.
Thank you.
Everybody is afraid of this rocket science, so it's not. We have user guide, and we can share. We can share you, and we can support you when you are creating a new task in the future. As you can see, we have 25 exercise types, and there are 2 types of exercise series, the simple series and the adaptive game series. The leader of this development is Melinda. So she is a great expert of these exercises. Thank you again.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. It will be very, very good. It will be very good if we finish it. Very nice. Other questions from partners? Anne? No?
No questions.
Okay.
No.
So I'm sure that there will be a lot of questions when they start to upload, but it will turn out later, because now we see how it works. It's very good. We like it, I think, both of us, and it will be nice. But you know, learning by doing. So, but thank you. You mentioned that we get support from you, and we will work on it. So during the summer about the translations, and maybe at the end of the summer, the teachers can upload their lesson plans, and in September we can finalize. Okay. Okay.
You're welcome. Also, thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much. Bye bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.
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 Goodbye. Bye. Bye. Holiday.
Goodbye.
Bye-bye.